Hey there, welcome back. This is Seth from the REtipster blog. Now, in step 2 of building your website, I'm going to show you exactly how to take what we've created so far with WordPress, but we're actually going to customize that now, and we're going to make it into something that's really cool, and it's going to serve your business very well. The first thing you have to do when you're trying to build a website with WordPress is you have to pick something that's called a theme, and a theme is something that sort of creates the entire design and the flow and the feel of your website. Now, believe me, with WordPress, there are a ton of themes out there that you can get for free. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that most of those themes are not really tailored or designed to meet the specific purpose that we're trying to do here. So I'm going to share with you probably the best theme that I've ever come across for this particular purpose, and it's called AgentPress. AgentPress is an incredibly versatile theme. There is a lot of stuff you can do with it. This right here is kind of just the boilerplate example of what your website can look like, and this is kind of what I'm going to show you how to do right now, is just to look basically sort of like this. But if you want to go even further, I'll just show you a couple examples of some other people who have used AgentPress. And this one right here, the Dwellis group, this right here is the exact same AgentPress theme. It's just that they went a couple steps further and got somebody to customize it for them. And this one as well, man, it's really cool, and you can make your website look awesome depending on how far you're willing to go. But just to show you the basic bare essentials, we're going to go through that right now. If you click on the affiliate banner ad right below this video, if you're watching this on the blog, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to have a link right at the very top in the show notes right below the video. When you click on that link, you're going to be taken to a page that looks something like this. And this is the sales page for the theme that's called AgentPress. If you scroll down, you'll kind of see more about it, but all you got to do is go right here to click on Buy Theme and Framework. And then it's going to take you to this checkout page, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill out these steps. And I'm going to blur this out just for privacy reasons. And then I'm going to pay with a credit card, so I'm going to just click here, put this basic info in. Then we'll go down here and hit Create Account and complete your purchase. Okay, now we're going to go to this login page. And using the same login info that you just created, just go ahead and log in here. Okay, now just for kicks, we're going to download all 3 of these things just so I can show you what they are. These things are going to come in the form of zip files. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those on my desktop, and then we'll install them right from there. Once you've downloaded those to a particular folder or a place on your desktop, you're just going to go right back over to the dashboard of your website, which is just another name for what you're looking at right here. And then you're going to go right over here where it says Appearance on the left, and you're going to click on Themes. And these right here are just some examples of some of the free themes out there that you can get. I'm just going to go right up here to Add New, and we're going to click Upload and upload it from our computer. Choose File. And I'm going to go down to AgentPress right here and open that. Okay, and all you have to do here once you have agentpress.zip right there is just hit Install Now. And it's going to go ahead and install this for us. Okay, and it'll say Theme installed successfully. It happens pretty quick. Go back to the Themes page right here. Now you'll notice that we're not quite finished because it says Broken Themes here. So we got to add the Genesis item as well. Go over here to Upload again. Go through the same process. Choose File, and then you'll go down to Genesis, and we're going to go ahead and open that and install it. And then there we go. It is installed successfully. We're going to hit Activate. Okay, now we're going to see 2 new theme options here. Right there. And this right here, we're going to hit Activate for the AgentPress Child theme. And once it's activated, we can go over here to Visit Site. And this is what you're going to see. Already this completely changes the look of what the website was looking like before. In order to make this into the website that we want it to be, we're going to have to do a little bit of customizing, which I'm going to walk you through right now. You can hit the back button and go right back to the dashboard. Alright, now once you're back at this dashboard, the first thing you're going to want to do is to install a couple of plugins. And plugins are basically just special pieces of software that are designed to make your website perform a certain function. So if you go right over here to Plugins, and we're going to go to Add New. And the first plugin we're going to look for is called AgentPress Listings. So we're going to search for that. And it's this first one that shows up right here at the top. So we're going to hit Install Now. And once it's successfully installed, we're going to hit Activate Plugin. So that one is now active. And the next one that we're going to look for, go up here to Add New, is called the Genesis Slider. We're going to hit that. And of course, it's the first one here, so we're going to hit Install Now. Okay, once that's successfully installed, we're going to activate this one as well. All right, now there are a couple different ways that you can really start customizing your website and make it look cool. There's the long and complicated way, and there's the shortcut easy way. So to make things easy, I'm going to show you the shortcut easy way. First, you're going to want to go back to the StudioPress login site. And once you log in, it's going to show you this screen right here. And just so you're aware, there are a ton of helpful resources here. If you really want to learn the ins and outs of how to customize your website and do everything, I mean, really, pretty much all of the answers are here. It's just a matter of going through them and, you know, reading through this beginner's guide and tutorials and theme setup and all that. But just to cut to the chase, I'm going to show you something really cool here in the Getting Started guide. All you got to do is scroll down through here. If you want to take your time and read all this, feel free, but really what we're looking for here is we're going to install the content that you saw on the theme demo. So that was the screenshot I showed you just a couple minutes ago. And what we're going to do is we're going to read these instructions that show us how to do it. Feel free to read through that, but I'm just going to show you right now what you have to do. You go right back here to the dashboard, and then you go right down here to Tools, and then Import. Click on that. We're going to click on WordPress right here, and then hit Install Now. And then we're going to click on Activate Plugin and Run Importer. And then we're going to go to Choose File. And what I've actually done here is I took that AgentPress zip file right here, and I actually unzipped it. And what I did was I just pulled out the thing right here, and this is all the content that essentially lives inside of that zip file. And we're going to go here and click on this XML folder and upload that. And then we're going to click Upload File and Import. Since we haven't actually created any author profiles yet, we're going to have to do that right now. So I'm just going to put Seth Williams in here. And then we're going to click Submit. As it goes through the process of importing this file, you're going to notice that it says, you know, failed to import. And it's going to list all these things. Don't worry about that. Just let it be and move on to the next step. Now, in order to move on to the next step, one of the things that we're going to have to do is install a few more plugins. And if you go to the StudioPress setup, the My StudioPress setup, and then AgentPress, you're going to see there's a couple things that we have to do in order for that template, in order for this standard template to actually funnel through and actually show up correctly on our website. The first thing we have to do is we have to install the rest of these plugins. We have about half of them, but we have to install a few more. We also have to set up what's called taxonomies, and this is basically the way that WordPress is going to group certain types of properties together. There's several different ways you can do this depending on the types of properties you're selling. You know, if you've got houses or apartments or, you know, commercial properties or land or whatever you're trying to do, you would basically want to come up with certain features to group those properties by, like, for example, bedrooms, location, price, things like that. So anyway, I'll show you exactly what to do just so you kind of see what I'm talking about. If you go here to plugins, let's install these first. The first thing that we're going to want to do is to add this one here. It's called jQuerty Lightbox, and we're going to search for that. It shows up right here, so let's install that right now. And then we'll activate this one. And then once more, we'll look for the Social Profiles widget, and we will install this one as well. Activate that. And then one more. This is the Genesis eNews Extended. Install this one. Activate that. Okay, so now we've got all of the plugins that we need. The next thing I'm going to do is go and create some new pages. All of my websites are pretty basic. I only have about 4 or 5 pages throughout the entire thing. I'll just show you how to add new pages. And again, we're at the pages and then add new. And we're just going to call this one Contact Us. And you get the idea. Just sort of put in whatever text you want to show up here. And we will put publish. Okay, now let's add another new one. We're going to call this About. And again, if we wanted to like add a picture or something like that, we could do it here. Just go to Upload Files and then select them and find them on your computer, that kind of thing. I'm not going to do that just to keep this simple, but if you did want to include a picture, you can do that right there. So we'll publish this page as well. And just for good measure, we're going to have a testimonials page as well. You get the idea there. Publish that. These pages have been created and published, but they're not really showing up anywhere. Go back and check on our website one more time, see how it's looking now. As you can see, I mean, the pages aren't really there, and that's because we have to create a navigation menu first. So to do that, we're going to go to Appearance and then Menus, and we have to go up here and create a new menu. And we're just going to call this Generic Menu and create that. Okay, now what we need to do here is say which particular pages we want to show up on this menu. So to do that, we'll take the 3 we just created, Contact Us, About, and Testimonials, and just add it to the menu. And now there they all are. These other ones that you see down here are some of the pages that came in when we imported that template stuff. Basically the stuff that was included in here is just basically data from this default template. We're not going to be using really any of that for the purpose of this, but I just wanted to show you how to create pages and then how to add them to your new menu. One last thing we're going to want to do is come down here and call this the primary navigation menu. And then we're going to save that. Now when we go back here to visit the site, look at this. We've got a little menu here. So that's how we came up with that. And again, you can have as many pages as you want, and you can have the pages say whatever you want them to say. And again, if you remember, these are the things that we typed in right there. So if we go back, and you can actually move these around as well to show up in different places. So wherever you move them, that's where they're going to show up, as you can see right here. So the next thing I'm going to show you here is the Customize button. And you may notice that this name up here actually changed. What you're going to want to do here, if you want to change that title, you can do it right here. So I'll just change it back. And then whatever you change that to, that's what it'll automatically go to up here. And then also, I mean, with the tagline, you could change that, or you can even get rid of it if you want to. It's really however you want to do it. Okay, so there's that. Color, again, if you want to change the color of this text here, you can feel free to do that. I'm not going to mess with that. Navigation, a cool thing about AgentPress is you can actually have a secondary menu if you want. Again, these are some of the templates that came through with that default data, but if you did want a second menu, it would show up right here along the top. I just don't really need that, and I never have needed that for any of my websites, so I leave it off. But just so you know, if you did want that, you're free to create a secondary menu. And then static front page, we're going to just have this be, let's just have our About page be the static front page. Now if we save and publish, and then close this, and now when we go back to visit our website, here we go. I mean, you can kind of see the changes that we made are starting to show up here. So head back to the dashboard quick. The next thing I want to show you is the widget area. And one of the features about this particular theme is that they call it a widgetized layout. So basically, this thing right here is a widget. And there's a lot of different widgets that you can add to show up in different places. If you look back at this template, you know, this thing right here is a widget. It's called a slider. This over here is another widget. This up here is a widget. And this bar right there is a widget. And all this stuff is just, they're called widgets in WordPress lingo. And you can add them to the website, or you can take them away. You can change the look of them. You know, these are widgets down here. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of how to do that. If we head back here and go to Appearance and then Widgets. Okay, now right here are all of the widgets, and right now they're not showing up on the website because when we open them like this, there's nothing in them. In order to make them show up, we have to take these features over here, some of which are the plugins that we just installed, and we got to actually drag them over. So just to show you an example, header right, it's actually going to, in this example here, this right here is the header right widget. And we don't currently have that. It doesn't even show up on ours because the widget is empty. See, we don't even have it there. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this text box and we're going to drag that here. And we're going to say, contact me and phone number. Okay, now when we save that, close it. And then when we go back to the website, look at that. There it shows. So that's what the text box does. Something else I'm going to throw in there is this social profile widget. And this is a nice way for you to put all your social media contact things in there. As you can see, you have all these different options. I'm just going to put in there my Twitter URL just so you can kind of see what it looks like. And once we save this thing and then close that out and see the website again, and there we go. My little Twitter thing is showing up there now. However many social media things you want to put in there, if any, you can feel free to do that as you wish. The next thing I want to show you is the primary sidebar. The primary sidebar, as you may have seen earlier, is this thing right here. And sometimes people will put, you know, a search box in there, or, you know, they might put their personal profile or something like that. They might even put like a featured listing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my personal profile in there. Take this Genesis user profile and drop it right in there. What I did earlier was I went to this section down here and I added a new user and I just created a little profile for myself. So you can feel free to do that. once you do, your name will start to show up in these drop-down lists. So I'm going to take that, just for the heck of it. I'm going to pick large, alignment left, custom text. Once you've put in there whatever it is you want to put in there, you're just going to hit save. And then let's go back and visit the website one more time. And there we go. Now you can see, my information showing up there. So once you start messing with this stuff, you'll kind of get a hang of it and kind of get an idea for, when you do certain things, what it actually ends up doing on your final end product of the website. Some of the other things that you might want to use, the Genesis slider right here, just so you know, that's what this thing is right here. I've tried to mess with this a little bit just on my own time, and it's a little tricky to get just right because the picture has to be the exact right size. And there's a lot of the ways you can customize this to move at a certain speed and all of that. So, if you have the time to mess with it and figure it out, by all means, that's kind of a cool feature to have. But just so you know, it's a little complex to figure out that one. Property search, that comes into play with the taxonomies that I'm going to show you in just a second. This right here, there are images on the StudioPress backend that you can actually download. If you go back here to StudioPress, you can actually go down through here, and when you click on Web Graphics, it actually gives you a lot of these cool little things that you can insert into your web page. For example, call to action banners. That's pretty much what this is. And whatever you ended up picking, you could insert it right here into the welcome section. That's what ends up translating over to this right here. Just to give you an idea for how that works, there's plenty of things in here that you can mess with if you have the time and desire to do so. A couple more things I just want to show you just so that you're fully aware of the basics that you have to do. If you go up here to listings and then go down to register taxonomies, this is the section of the website where you can start fine-tuning the way that you want your website to group properties together. And if you go back to this tutorial here, to the theme setup right here, and we're going to go right here to theme setup and then how to create taxonomies, and it'll bring us down here. And really what it suggests, and these are just sort of examples, but these are some examples of how you can actually put these taxonomies in there. So if we go back here and just basically follow these instructions, for this first one here, we got to have all lowercase for the ID and put that in there and add new taxonomy. Once we do, it's just going to show up right here. I'm just going to quick fly through this so I don't have to waste your time. But all right, now that those are in there, I'm going to show you how to create a listing. If we go right up here to listings and then hit that, these are some of the generic listings that just sort of came with the template that we downloaded. If you go over to this example here, this is essentially the one that we're looking at right here, the featured listings, 1333 North Park Avenue. And the only difference between this and what we're seeing here in the back end is that we don't have any of the pictures because those are copyrighted. So all those things are omitted, but really all you would have to do for your own listings that you're putting together is just kind of update all the relevant information, change the address, when it comes to this picture here, just hit this little button there and then add a new picture, select the files on your computer, wherever those are, add additional photos here. You can kind of create a little gallery there. If you scroll down, you can, insert more information here. Put the price, address, bedrooms, features, this map section right here, just so you know how that works. All you got to do is go to a website like Google Maps, and let's put that actual address in here. Once we have the actual location, we would just go down here to this little gear and hit Share in Embed Map, and hit the Embed Map function. It's going to give us this little code. We can copy that and bring it right back in here, and we would just paste that right there. So that's all you have to do that, and then when you hit send text to editor, it's going to send this little code thing right here. So when all is said and done, you're going to see these kinds of things speckled throughout. And what that's actually doing is it's referencing the full information, which is down here. Keep in mind, you can also change the layout of the listing. If you want to have it show up a different way, you can do it that way. And just to get an idea, let's preview these changes and see what that looks like. Okay, nice. So there's no pictures, obviously, because I took them out and we don't have them anyway. But if you did have pictures, you would just insert those accordingly. and they would theoretically show up like this. So as you can see, what we've gone through in this video is just really the basic bare essentials of how to get around in AgentPress, how to put together the basic infrastructure, and really just to give you an idea of how to get started. This video is by no means intended to be an all-inclusive tutorial. There are so many things to know about AgentPress. As I mentioned before, there are a lot of different real estate themes out there. Personally, from what I've seen, I think AgentPress is by far the best just because of the flexibility and all the different things you can do with it. I just wanted to show you, if you do decide to purchase AgentPress, this is how you get started. These are the first few steps. And if you want to learn more, they provide absolutely everything that you'll ever need to know in the back end once you actually purchase it. And they give you full access to all the tutorials and everything else that you'd ever need to know. And don't forget, it's always an option to go hire a developer who can soup this thing up and make it look even cooler. Thanks again for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I wish you all the best.